is there still a big three in hip hop?
Technically, no. 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 All right. If we do it this way.
End of show. What up? What up? What's happening? In the building. The birthday boys are in the building.
You know it. You know it.
Yeah. Birthday boys in the building.
That's right. That's right.
I'm at a Butler and Paul Spann.
Black man Spann in the building.
You tuned in to
the MSR Pod Virtual Edition.
Virtual edition, baby, for a while.
Yeah.
For a little minute is the virtual edition. You know, this is a special one. So I know I said on the last episode that everybody would be here today. People work, man, got kids. You know what I mean? We do record late at night.
We do.
Sometimes folks just need to get that rest, man. You know, so it's a perfect time for folks to go ahead and charge those batteries so we can get back to it next week. And I thought it'd be real cool. Actually, I didn't think it until we just hit record. That it's actually pretty cool that this particular episode just features me and my boy here.
You already know.
Because when we're recording, it's basically my birthday today. And when this show comes out, it will be Black man Spann's birthday. So yeah, man. How you feeling, brother? Like how you feeling, bro?
I'm great, man. I'm feeling good. I was feeling a little had a little small case of the paralyzations yesterday. But
word up, brother.
I'm great. Nah, everything is good. My health is back on track, and I just had to tweak a few things, you know what I'm saying? Oil a couple things, you know what I mean? And I was but good to go.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But I was more asking, how are you feeling now that it's your birthday? Yeah. Yeah, how you feel getting old? Yeah.
I feel great, bro. I feel great. I'm so blessed. You know what I'm saying? I discover new grades every day. But as far as life is concerned, I'm overtly blessed, man. My family's healthy. You know what I'm saying? My son is a grown man and doing wonderful in life. My grandchildren are good. My grandson got a dirt bike for Christmas and is exploring those things. And my granddaughters are doing wonderful. So I'm feeling absolutely wonderful, man. I'm about to turn 48 years of age, and I'm great.
You know what, man? I'm feeling great too. I'm turning 44.
Yeah.
And it's odd. I kind of touched on this in the last episode, but it's different when you're talking to yourself, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, it's odd, especially doing this, Pete. Like, and again, this is good because it's me and you, right? We started this.
Yes.
Especially doing this.
Very
it's like
young
a little
men.
bit. Yeah, exactly. Like as very, very young men, right? In our 20s, right? And it's odd that this is the show we're doing now. It's like it's like ironic because it's a bit of a fountain of youth because this is something we've been doing
for years
since we were young men. But here we are as older men doing it, and it's just really surreal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just know this year, man. The saying is, "Man plans, God laughs." Right? So I could go on about the plan, but the plan is in place, and we're working. You know what I mean? And we're trying to do something here, and God willing, bro, it's going to work out like we think it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And I'm real reflective of that. I'm just real reflective of that right now. You know what I mean? It's just a interesting space to be in. You dig?
It is. It's an interesting time. It's an interesting space for us, and I think it's important. Aside from all the years that we've been behind a microphone, attempting to do as great of good as we can with the voice that God gave us, and utilizing whatever tools that we have to help both further our culture, further honestly our positioning in this country. And I think aside from it being like interesting just for us because we're much older, we've experienced different things. You're married, you have children, you know what I'm saying? That those things didn't exist when we first started doing these things.
When we last did the show before we came back, didn't exist. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No.
Yeah. So like, but I think that with how so many things have changed and how inundated the whole world is with now with podcasts, with the fact that everyone, you know, has the ability to speak and do all those things. It's different. But I think I'm grateful that we have our voice even right now, because I think this is a particular time where this is like overtly important. It's because of the ability of so many people to have so many opinions, and then have those people that are more reckless with their opinion than what we would be, and more damaging. I think it's just good to have as much balance on, you know, things moving forward as possible.
It's funny. That's what we talked about on the last episode. I definitely made a point to talk about like where we are as content creators, where it's different than where we were before, and why it's more important to be authentic.
Yes.
Absolutely right, bro. It's just, again, man, it's just odd getting older.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely feel it in some ways, in other ways I feel, and then, by the way, we both, I'm not trying to sit here and talk like I just turned 72 years old.
Right.
All right. But it's still odd to say out loud, you know, when you point out all the things that's going on. It's just so different, but it's definitely a blessing, bro. And I'm blessed. This is the birthday gift right here, man.
Most
like,
definitely.
I'm blessed to be doing this show with you, man. I'm so happy we got back to doing this, bro. Like,
most definitely.
It's right on time. You did.
Yeah, and
right
it's good for our soul, man. I mean, for us, for one, as just brothers and as friends. And then on top of that, like I said, with the climate, I like that honestly, we speak on things, and like I said, this is a pivotal time. Honestly, sometimes when I do certain things, I want to leave some type of digital imprint for my son and for my grandkids, and especially with information. You understand what I'm saying? Especially with information, because right now, this, like, what's happening right now is going to shape, is going to have a part in shaping whom your children are, whom my grandchildren will be, like all who by the way, you know, stay in Florida, by the way, you know. So I try as much as I can to leave the best as digital imprint as possible, just to help with all the stuff that the other stuff they're going to be up against.
No, you're right, bro. It's again, Black media, and again, I keep alluding to the plan, and I'm nervous to say the plan out loud because, you know, just all these years of experience tells me that when you start talking before things are done, they don't usually work out, right? It's nothing wrong with manifesting a plan,
right,
and manifesting things, but I've learned not to be like, yo, this is coming and that's coming, and it's like, you know, oh man, it didn't happen, and then you look,
then you got to be held. You got to be held to that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or people just stop believing in you, frankly. People just stop listening, because it's like, you always telling me what's coming, but you don't ever just show and prove, and that's a real thing. But what I will say is that Black media is important, especially right now. And again, it's not just from a political sense. Like we you know, you've heard us say, if you all been listening to the show consistently, you've heard us talk about like how we still kind of, you know, finding what we want to talk about, what you all want to hear, but also finding that balance of what you need to hear and what we need to talk about, right? And so, you know, in the YouTube description is news and politics, but this is an entertainment show. This is a variety show. We talk about all sorts of stuff, and it's just really about like Black voices, Black media, Black culture, really putting that stamp in that game, and hoping that it has an impact, as you alluded to quite a few times. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, you know, 2026, we here. It's officially 2026 for you and I, because 100%. Here we go. It's birthday week. Nargis celebrated her birthday a few days ago. We celebrated her good on air and online. You know what I mean? So it's on, man. LT had his birthday months back. You know what I mean? Brother School birthday is at some point. You know what I mean? So we here. We'll be doing our thing, and we ready to rock, man. So let's get to the stuff because we got a couple of things to talk about today, Pete.
Yes, sir.
So let's get to the stuff. All right. Follow us, and wish us happy birthday on social media. Yeah, man. Wish us happy birthday. Follow us on Instagram, MSR Tribe. Follow us on TikTok, MSR Pod. Follow us on Facebook, Mindstream Radio. All right. If you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, comment below, tell people to tell somebody else to tell somebody else. All right. If you listen to us on podcast platforms, we're on all podcast platforms. All right. Rate and review the show, 5-star it, all of that stuff.
Thank you.
Comment on the show and share the show. Real quick, brother.
Yo.
So I was by myself last time, right? You know what I mean? You had the heebie-jeebies, so you couldn't join, and I explained to everybody else. I finally fucked up on that. And I left it in too. I finally fucked up. I after breezing through all of that,
right?
I finally fucked it up.
How so?
What?
I said, how so?
I said Twitter. I was like, follows on Twitter. And I said something and it threw me all the way off. And I had to say, I just left it in. I was like, man, I knew I was going to fuck that up at some point. So, yeah, man, it's always a risk to get through that shit, man.
It happens, yeah. I'm sure they'll forgive you.
Oh, they better. They better because it's our birthday.
Right, Yay! Exactly. You get away with anything, man.
All right, man, let's talk about the big three after the break.
No doubt.
All right, man. I do wish everybody was on for this one. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
So we talked about J. Cole. We talked about the new J. Cole album that's dropping on 2/6 very, very, very soon. Drake is dropping later on in the year. Kendrick Lamar dropped last year. We all know them as the big three. All right. We alluded to and kind of talked about how perhaps some tiny portion of the fandom would look at J. Cole a little bit different because of his lack of participation in the great battle of 2024. All right. Since then, few prominent hip hop voices have stated their opinion. Here's Fat Joe stating his opinion.
I don't look at him the same. He ain't come outside. Sometimes you tell me, Joe, you want the 100 million, this, that, you got to say the truth. I don't look at him the same. The fucking sword is dull. I don't care what he spit. Because I've been listening to him spitting. I always said he's one of the greatest. And all that is irrelevant to me when you talking all that gangster shit and they call you to the yard and you don't step outside.
All right, so those are Joe's thoughts. Here's Charlemagne stating his opinion.
Nobody ever screwed J. Cole's head off the big three. The reality is there is no big three no more. Because when the big three was supposed to engage, only two of them decided to engage. J. Cole engaged, and then he backed away. And so it was two. And then after the two, one reigned supreme, and we know who that was, Mr. Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. So that's two. All right. As Fat Joe to Charlemagne, there's talk on the street. We were texting about this last night. It was getting kind of late. I didn't want to get into a back and forth. Our dear brother, I like to debate with smooth in person. Sometimes things get lost in translation. So, he's already planning on putting out the album. I was like, I didn't say anything about putting out the album. I mean, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But anyway, he's not here to defend himself, so I won't argue with a ghost. All right. But what do you think about, let me ask you straight up. Is there still does the big three, after everything that happened, all the litigation, all of the debate, all of the battling, is there still a big three in hip hop?
Technically, no. No. All right. If we do it this way,
end of show.
If we do it this way, like think about. Mind you, Drake will make albums. Drake will still be Drake to elements of his fan base, to Canada, to
hey, I'm not gonna do it today.
To brunch going women. He's gonna
him this time, not me.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be himself. But like when you think about the overall, public image hit that he took, and aside from that, from I guess you could call it from culture exposure. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's a hit there, right? And for sectors of people, I can understand. I don't agree with this because I think Cole is awesome, and I respect him for and just in my small opinion, I respect him for not wanting to engage in that element of that battle and knowing, some of the things that were going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, certain people when they talk about the competitiveness of hip hop and all those things, And on top of that, let's not forget that that was something that was created anyway.
That was,
you understand what I'm saying? Like that was within this triangle of things that were going on. It wasn't like everyone crowned him that. They're like, while this thing was going on, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they are. I think that Kendrick is a top tier MC. I feel that J. Cole is a very much top tier MC. But I understand how certain people in hip hop will view his non-participation, or even the fact that he started to participate and then withdrew. I can see how they would view that as a red flag. Like I said, I don't personally, because I love Cole. I love the music that he makes, and like I don't even know if I need a definition of a top 3 personally. You know what I'm saying? Good.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said, especially at that point about like it being made up.
Right.
I don't think the big 3 was ever a thing. I don't even know if you can even quantify who should and shouldn't be. I've heard people say like, Travis Scott needs to be in the big 3,
right,
or Future should have been in it.
Again, I hear Future all the time.
Yeah, and it depends on what you value, right?
Right.
Like if it's just bops, then yeah, you got to put someone like Travis Scott up there, or even you want to go super young, NBA YoungBoy, one of these dudes, right? Like who. So it's it was always about that big 3. Again, the big 3, for what I understand. And I'd love to get like somebody that's been following a lot closer than I was. I love hip hop, but I can't lie and tell you that I remember the first time the term big 3 was used for them. I feel like it was used in first person shooter when Cole alluded to the big 3, right? And that's where that came from. And then of course you had like that, where it was that big 3, nigga, it's just Big B, right? So it sounds like one of the big 3 was never down with it ever. Never really heard Drake use the term.
Right.
It was something Cole said, right? And so I think that people went along with the big 3 because each one of those artists at the time offered something different. It felt like Cole was just like fun, lyrical guy, like, not lyrical miracle, but like, we weren't really thinking of Cole. Cole had kind of even progressed past like the Forest Hill J. Cole and really had gotten to like this, like, I got the best verse on the album, Cole. You know what I mean? I'm just spitting Cole. So, you know what I mean? So people really just like Cole for the fun of just like Cole be spitting when he come on,
He gonna say some, I'm trying to listen to what that man got to say next. Right.
And again, it was just like lyrics for a while. Again, post Forest Hill. I think Drake was just the bops and the hits, and some people feel he's lyrical. In spots. Again, I'm not going to do the Drake hating thing. I'm just going off how this has been litigated so much. We've heard so much from his fan base. We've heard so much from Kendrick's fan base. And one thing his fan base says, I'm just going to give his fan base the respect of their opinion, okay? Of respecting their opinion. I don't got to agree with it, but this is what they say. Nah, man, Drake spit. When he do timestamp, when he do this, Drake spit. So for them, Drake means something, okay?
Right.
And Drake, for the most part, provided the bops. And then Kendrick kind of represent like artistry.
Right.
Not afraid to do something different. And again, all of this is post GNX, post like that. I mean, I'm sorry, pre GNX, pre like that, pre Euphoria, pre-battle. This is Mr. Morale. Again, you only judge by your latest work, and people going on Mr. Morale, right? And To Pimp a Butterfly. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to over-explain this. So I agree with that so much. I don't think there was ever a big 3. I don't think we ever need to crown or attempt to crown a big 3 ever again. Okay. I want to take a deep dive
Let me say this real quick before you go there.
Yes, please.
I think even in Cole using, I think it was more of like a humility thing. Like I want to say, because I'm going to always say that I'm the best, but I'm gonna still give these dudes props at the same time. I don't even think it was like obviously fans are going to take things a certain way, and the media is going to take things a certain way. But I don't even think that was like the vein that he was delivering that in. I think he was talking about stuff, but he still just wanted to give two other dudes that are really doing that thing, like credit as he was spitting it.
You went exactly where I was gonna go. I think it was just painfully oblivious and painfully like innocent, almost like childlike innocence. Like, you know, we're like, you guys are great too.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the other two dudes are like, I don't fuck. And reason why, as far as, you know, Andre on Atlanta, the South, they kind of like eliminated like hip hop beefs, at least in the way we recognize them, right? You know, a lot of them famously didn't participate in like lyrical beefs. They may have had beefs, okay, but they weren't, and they may even made a song, but there wasn't a lot of back and forth. People from the South, especially from our generation and older, were famously like, I don't play that beef shit. If you want to talk to me, we just see each other.
We making music.
Right. We making music.
Right.
And if I got a beef with you, I'm not gonna make no record about you like that. I'm me and you gonna have to, something bad gonna happen, right? So, you know, from there came a little bit of a kumbaya like era, the Khaled record era. I'm coining it now, right? Where basically everybody's all collabing. On this track. Everybody's on this track. Everybody, we all cool, right? And I'm not saying that was never hip hop. Self-destruction and all that existed, of course, but you know, we all know what hip hop is and was. Okay, we tried to transform it a few times, but it ultimately is what it is, right? So you get the big three line, and it was never really like, it was like you said, it was never real. It was just from Cole sensibilities. Cole looking around and going, wouldn't it be, I'm speaking for this man like a motherfucker, but wouldn't it be dope if, apparently they wanted him on that track, right? Wouldn't it be dope if all three of us did some stuff? I'm touring with Drake. Man, that dope. I'm the polar opposite of Drake, but I'm touring with Drake. We all kind of came out at the same time, blah, 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 blah. And Kendrick was looked at as a hater for a little minute, right? Because it was like, you know, I remember when Like That first came out, and I was, woo, you know what I mean? And I played it for my wife, and I remember her first response was like, yeah, because I mean, everybody getting money and being successful together is like a no-go, huh? Like that was like her literal first reaction until she really absorbed what was happening. Right. And then I convinced her, right? But you know, so to move this conversation on a little bit, no, there's no big three, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it's a great thing, right? Because now I'm not listening to Cole and comparing him to Drake. Hopefully, I don't think this will happen. Hopefully, people won't listen to Drake and constantly compare him to Cole and Kendrick. Right. Okay. Right. I really think it depends on what Drake does. Right. Okay. If he wants to come out, you know, still swinging and throwing subliminals, as I've said on the show, then people going to continuously, if he just does Drake, the brush crowd and the girls and all them will have what they want. It'll be fine. And that's fine. And that's fine. Okay.
Toronto Raptors opening music.
Toronto Raptors open starting lineup music. Okay. Najee Bunshu, shouts to Najee. I asked you to come on the show, Najee. Hit me back. All right, like that type shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it's cool. I think what ultimately happened was that we're forcing all of this stuff to coexist together. Right. You know, it's rare, and hip hop hasn't done this yet, and it's very odd. And this is a business conversation. We might need Marty back on to help us kind of break down this part, or record executive. Maybe my man Amir, come on, somebody that is like familiar with the record, the ins and outs of the record business, right? But I'll just take a slight stab at it. The business of it is preventing it from being genreized, like to having genres. Right. And because, you know, Metallica's not going to go on tour with like, you know, the B-52s is a terrible example, but like name that like soft rock band, right? Right. They're just not going to go on tour with them, or they're not going to even be played on the same station for real, unless they both have like giant crossover hits, right? Right. I'm not saying Kendrick and Cole are like complete different genres. They actually are not. I think Drake is though. Yeah. And it's hip hop, but it's something different.
It's hip hop.
What do you really hip hop? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Neither do I. And can I say this? I think that there's, in my opinion, there's slight holes in Fat Joe's argument in the fact that, in his opinion, Biggie is still considered one of the greatest to ever be on a microphone, and Biggie wholeheartedly, purposely did not involve himself in multiple called out beefs.
That's facts. That's
Like,
facts.
purposefully, and people was going smack at him in a very flagrant nature.
Pac, Boot Camp Click. I mean, I think, he called out Nas.
Yeah.
You ran on the top with Short and Leprechauns, but it was always like very. I mean, we didn't realize he was talking about Nas until Biggie had been later for like years. Okay, you're right. Like, you never really. You're right about that. It's hypocrisy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This battle, and it's over now, and I feel like it's officially over. Lawsuits are gone and done, and all the dumb shit. Right? Every now and then, Aiden Ross pops up and reminds you that, they don't like, or academics or somebody will still be, throwing dirt from the grave like a motherfucker, right? But ultimately, the battle is done, and I think this is a sign of people really wanting to move past it, myself included. And I know that may seem hard to believe because I bring it up a lot, but because so much of the stuff orbits around it.
Right.
So much of the stuff orbits around it. It's funny, but it's real. Like, so but what that battle did was expose so many people outside of Drake and Kendrick, right? And whoever else was involved very early on. It exposed so many people, exposed biases, it exposed who thinks what people think hip hop should look like moving forward. The Essos of the world and the Malls of the world and people like this who they saying it straight. Man, I miss the party. I miss being I miss Drake because I miss being at the strip club and all the ladies was loving it.
Right.
Then you get people like King Green and Torre and Justin Hunt and people like this, right? Who Glasses Malone, who are very pro Kendrick and very pro cleansing the game and very pro Doshi and very pro artists that resemble that aesthetic of people who are going to come in and offer what feels like more traditional hip hop. Right. And I thought that was interesting, and it's showing, it's rearing its head right now. Even in Jada and Joe's conversation.
Exactly. Because Jada didn't agree with his outlook on things. He was like, bro, it's great music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that all of this stuff is both great for hip hop, and I think the battle, like you said, was for certain people a good palate cleanser, right? Yeah. And then on top, I'll add this on top of that, with the battle, right? Exposing certain things about culture, about all sorts of things. And then that run of older artists having very successful albums, right?
Yeah.
It's allowing more breadth in hip hop. And I think that's important. I think it's important. Like obviously people can have their feelings on what they like. Like me, I love introspective lyrics. I love things that make me think. I think, in my personal opinion, not that it has to be everyone else's opinion, that's the highest form of hip hop and artistry to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because, I like to think, and I think that when you can do all things, when you can both deliver a hit, you can make it a bop, and you can make somebody think, and you're really saying something, because when we thinking about it, what rap music is rhythm and poetry. That's what it is. All of these guys are poets.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Whether it be back to Luke shaking that thing to the complexity of Black Thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of them are poets. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for everything that's happening, and I hope that we can keep that breath going and keep building and keep giving much more grace to artistry. I would love to see hip hop be able to be more artist driven and less about the other things.
Yeah, I agree with you. And again, as everyone knows, like ratchet music, man, when I was young, I used to love like the crunk shit, like
Yes.
Pastor Troy
Yes.
and Lil Jon and 3 6 Mafia and Bean and all the like the, I mean, so again, I'm not trying to act like this, like, you know, pretentious hip hop fan that
Right.
only Dead Prez and Talib Kweli
Right,
and
right.
only, you know, it's not that at all, right? Like, this dude made ratchet songs and this dude made introspective songs. To me, this is the perfect artist, right? He's such a perfect artist that he won't make hip hop anymore,
Right.
because he can't, you know what I mean? So and I'm a big Kendrick fan because I see that in him, and I mean it's been proven at this point. Kendrick is a veteran MC at this point. He's not like a new guy trying to prove. I found an old show of ours with oh man, I forgot who was on it. God, I forget who was on the show, but we had, it was like a hip hop panel. This is back in like 2017 or 16. Maybe it's when Damn came out, or maybe the Pepper Butterfly, and we were arguing about like where Kendrick should be on like the Mount Rushmore. And I remember the sentiment was, it's too early, like we can't tell.
I think that might have been the show that we had Crank Lucas and a couple other guys
Crank
on.
Lucas was on the show.
Yeah.
Crank Lucas was on the show. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Crank Lucas. Shout outs to Crank Lucas.
Shout out, bro.
Shout outs to Crank Lucas was on the show. Yes, and he was, and remember the answer was, you know, for everybody but me, was, it's too early. It's too early, man. Well, here we are, like years later, with Drake, with him, with Cole, you know, with Wale. We all know where they all rank in the. We all know where they are now. You know what I mean? These dudes are veteran, grizzled vets in hip hop now. They're not young kids. You know what I mean? At all. You know what I mean? They all got like almost close to, man, they got close to 15, 20-year careers if you just tally up even way back. Okay. So it's cool. And you know, that artistry is what I prefer, but also like the Metro Boomin album. Right? I've like Travis Scott albums. So I want hip hop to be as broad, and why I didn't like what was going on pre-battle, right? Was that everything, we were losing that. We were losing, artists like this wouldn't be able to break through at that point because everything had to sound like a formula.
Right.
And the formula was Migos and Drake. Or maybe Lil Baby, like that. That shit. Again, I don't even know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that type shit. And again, it was like, that's not the artist. See, and this is where I would like to have like an industry person.
Right. Right.
And maybe even your brother, P, like industry people, they will explain and frustrate the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But they will explain why things happen, and where they frustrate you is that they'll start telling you this is why it should happen and why you got to like accept it. I never forget my man. Shouts to KM. Shouts to Cowboy. It sounded like I said cowboy. Shouts to Cowboy. My man KM, Cow, man, good dude. Years ago, we had found out that Drake had like barred a verse. It was like a Wayne verse originally. And Drake had used it or something to that effect. It's been years, okay? This is back when the ghostwriting stuff, all this shit really started really coming out. And Cal was like, Cal's an MC. He was in the industry for a long time. He's explaining how it was smart because it was Wayne verse and Wayne wasn't going to use. So why not give it to your biggest artist? Why waste the verse? People write together. But fans just want, we don't want formula. And that's why I don't think industry people understand.
Right.
We don't want formula. We want hip hop to be chaotic. We want it to be Pastor Troy on one side, Queen. I'm naming old ass artists, bro. Let's try it like this. We want it to be Rhapsody on one side, Cardi on the other, City Girls on the other, fucking what's the little whatever, you know, name that.
Yeah, people can take their pick.
Or, you know, have what you want.
Enjoy it all.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. We want Scarlett. We want Megan, we want Drake, we want Kendrick, we want Migos or whoever, right? We want Lil Baby, we want Playboy Cardi, we want all of this. And someone can like Playboy Cardi, and someone can want to buy the new Black Thought album.
Right.
It has to be space for all of it. Okay? This guy needs to feel like him. Needs to feel like Andre 3000 for the people listening to the podcast. Got to do better at that. needs to feel like he has space in the game. And yes, that's why it was so important with all of the older artists that came out last year. That's why that was important, because you're proving Andre wrong. You're saying to Andre, bro, you wrong, bro. Like your voice is always going to matter because you have a brain and you still have talent. And long as you have that, people want to hear it. There's a pocket of people, a large pocket in Andre's case, that would want to hear your music. So, you know, I seen Mike Geronimo doing like little freestyles and stuff. You know what I mean? I seen when the No Limit. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Kwame just came out with a album. Like here's the thing about that. Like you got to understand us right now and 44 and 48 years old. We were once young hip hop fans. Where do you think that's going to go? It's not going to leave. Like it's not going to leave us. So like there are people that as we evolve, as we evolve as people, as we evolve in our age, like our love for hip hop isn't going to be like, well, you know, right now I listen to contemporary jazz all day long, and
now I gotta be Cliff Huxtable shit. I gotta sit around listening to the jazz. No.
Right. So there's a space for everything. Like there is a space for you to be a rap artist at 44, 45, 50 years old. Killer Mike just won his first Grammy. What was we when that album came out? I think he was 42 or 43.
Yeah. I mean, again, bro, it's you know, we've talked about this stuff on the show. What happened with the No Limit verses and Mia X getting her shine. And you know, I mean, a lot of people, bro. Like it's just so many artists to name, young artists, old artists, current artists, whatever. I just think that exposing the game, just for the people at home, they're like, why does it always the battle? Because what it did was it unearthed the game. It's like when you if you got like a you ever had like an umbrella stand on some grass outside, right? One of them heavy umbrella stands that come with like the outdoor table set, and you lift up like the heavy base and you lift it up and the grass ain't been growing, and it's a bunch of bugs and shit under there, that's what it was like, bro. We unearthed it because again, the tastemakers of the game, the people that were talking hip-hop, controlling hip-hop, were lame-os, bro, lames. Okay, and they had to get unearthed and they had to say the quiet part out loud. I just want to party with the bitches. You needed someone to say that, bro. You needed SO to say that shit out loud, man. I miss it because, man, we ain't in the strip club no more, man. You needed a 50-year-old man. Shout out to SO, but you know, you didn't go heat for this. You needed a 50-something-year-old man to be like, I just like being around the bitches. You needed to say that. Why? Because we all knew this what it was. We all knew this why certain art music couldn't break through, and why artists like Kendrick was all constantly being critiqued and being told, and you being gaslit as a fan, right? Or just a listener. You know you're hearing great music. You know you're seeing something great, but someone telling you, but it ain't quite what we like. No, you're not speaking for the masses. You're not speaking for the masses of people. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and again, it's not just Kendrick is Cole, because this is how we started this conversation. The thing with Cole was that he was boring for a long time. His beats boring, you're boring. But he sell and people love it. So what does that mean? It means that you're wrong. You don't like it.
Yeah, that's all you got to say. Perfectly fine.
I remember arguing with a woman years ago about whether Michael Jackson could sing or not.
Yeah, I remember when Shorty called in and said that preposterous nonsense.
Okay.
Preposterous nonsense. I still talk about that to this day, bro. I still talk about that to this day.
Can't sing.
Yeah.
Okay. You always gonna find somebody that don't like something. All right. But there's just so much hip hop to go around, man. So that's my last thought on that. P. You got any last thoughts?
Man, I'm looking forward to this Cole album, and like what Jada was talking about, along with the actual album, he's putting out a mixtape where he's just going and just getting ill over older beats. So I'm looking forward to both of those.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, let us know what you think about the Big Three and J. Cole in the comments. When we come back from the break, we're gonna talk about Don Lemon and Nicki Minaj.
Shoo.
Be right back.
Woo.
All right, man. I don't know if this is funny or not. It feels funny to me.
It's probably funny. Yes.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Okay. So Don Lemon is in Minnesota doing what Don Lemon does, bro. Don Lemon, since he left CNN and started his own thing, I say this, man, like Don Lemon or not, be a fan of Don Lemon or not. Don Lemon is
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, boy. He did not. That man hit the ground. Man, gotta give it to him. Okay?
Yeah.
There.
Like him or not like him, boots on the ground everywhere.
Okay. And he ain't scared of nobody neither.
In the least bit.
Don Lemon out there interviewing people in Minnesota. We all know what's going on in Minnesota. In Minneapolis, we all know. All right. He's out there, he's interviewing people, and he beats this group of people that are that found out that an ICE agent
was a pastor.
Okay. So their plan was to go to his church and protest. Don Lemon, like, word up, let's go, right? Don Lemon, wow.
I'm here to capture news.
Don Lemon, hey, it's wild because that particular situation isn't what makes me laugh so much. It's just that, of course, Don Lemon, I've seen him do that a bunch of times with a bunch of different, like Don Lemon, like, let's go, right? Bet. Let's do it, right? So they run up in the church, bum rush the church, peacefully protest in the church. I want to stress something real quick, just real fast. Hey, Paul, real fast.
Go for it.
Okay. Fast, okay? We're probably going to put a reel out about this, right? Or TikTok, or whatever, short, whatever you want to call it. I guarantee you, someone's going to make a comment in there that's going to be pro-ICE.
Of course.
And it's going to have three things in it. It's going to be pro-ICE. It's going to be anti-protester. And it's going to be wildly disrespectful to whoever's featured in the reel.
Right.
Okay. The last reel we posted one of you, bro, wildly disrespectful. Posted one of Nargis, wildly disrespectful.
Yeah, they pulled the bots out on me.
Oh, yeah, you know, you like to argue with the bots. You wow. I'm in the last one, and I mean, I was an idiot, a fucking idiot. It's just wildly. So, you know, we know what's coming, okay? But I'm only saying this. Oh, yeah, you got to. I'm only saying this because these people are peacefully protesting. They are peacefully protesting. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. You're lying if you're saying that you're practicing propaganda if you say otherwise. And I got to wonder if you're a bot. Anyway.
Right.
In the church peacefully protesting. Okay. Of course, Gus gets shook up. Why wouldn't he? He's in there preaching the word, doing his thing on Sunday service. A bunch of people come in, calling him out, basically saying, how can you, and I'm paraphrasing, how can you say you worship God when you represent this? All right. Dude gets on TV, says it's a mess, and, you know, oh, man, you know, they shouldn't have done this, they shouldn't have done that, whatever. The DOJ is upset with Don Lemon. They call him out. They're trying to find a way to file charges on him somehow, or whatever. But the funniest thing about this is Nicki Minaj, Paul. Just look at Nicki Minaj's comment on it. Yeah, it's a good. And we're going to play Don Lemon's response too. But Nicki Minaj, in fact, it's going to be on. So this is what we'll do. We'll play Don Lemon's response, which has her tweet on the actual on his video. We'll play a little bit of that, and then we'll come right back.
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans. You're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules.
Don cocksucking Lemon. How dare you? He would never do this to another religion. This reminds me of the Drewski conversation, Paul. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj first, and then we could talk about whether or not what Don Lemon did was wrong or right, okay? So we just get your thoughts on Nicki Minaj. We have not had an opportunity to talk about her since she went to MAGA Fest with Charlie Kirk wife and all this. We haven't really talked about Nicki Minaj yet. What's your thoughts on her, bro?
you know, what she's allowed herself to be turned into, that there could be like so many reasonings, right? We can talk about, you know, about payoff, perhaps. We can talk about the fact that, and this is all noted. I'm not making this stuff up. We can talk about that in her life, there are like noted people of I don't even know what the way that we say this word nowadays. There are noted people that do bad things with children. Is that
Yeah,
the
be
proper?
careful. She like to sue. She like to sue.
Is it? Yeah,
She like
yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah, be careful.
she's like a spectacle now, bro. But I feel a dangerous spectacle, right? With any person that has fame or infamy, and that has had the ability to have the ear of people in general, and of young people. You understand what I'm saying? They're, whether we like it or whether we don't like it, their voice sways things. She has what's considered her barbs. Now, I will say there are a lot of functioning people that and even her fans that she has lost. I will say that. I definitely will say that. But she still has an element of influence. So her antics are utterly ridiculous, and really is kind of what she's allowed herself to be turned into is a bit shameful, in all truth and honesty. But I don't even know if I should have ever held her in high regard to begin with.
Oh boy, I'll tell you what, man. This is my recording partner right here, boy. We've been podcasting a long time together, boy. Sometimes we just get a little mind meld go. You know what I'm saying? My man, always bring it. I was fully prepared to be like, well, what do you mean? What did she become? But then you landed it. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, man, she's always been a goofy. Always. She's always been a goofy. Okay? Always.
Right.
She just didn't offend you or you or you or you. All right. She started off her career shitting on Little Kim.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Shitting on Lil Kim. Okay. Not saying Lil Kim don't got her own problematic ways or whatever. Who was wrong, who was right, who started. But it was legit like, I'm gonna be you and then I'm gonna shit on you. And we all kind of laughed at it because Lil Kim got bad plastic surgery and Lil Kim was washed and Lil Kim
and she just hating on the young girl.
Hating on the young girl, okay? Oh, then she was kind of wild to fans, kind of wild to radio personalities. You know what I mean? Coming on radio, why ain't you heard my song yet? This, that, another. But she was able to veil that in. Well, Wayne is mean to everybody. When I'm around Wayne cuts people out. But because I'm a woman, you know, then people can't handle me being a bitch. And we all were kind of like, you know, well, maybe she got a point. You know what I mean? Beyonce had said something similar, and we agreed. So maybe Nicki's right. And Nicki make hot music, and she got the monster verse, and she got the pink print, and all this shit, and the girls love her. So you don't really pay it any mind. But then all of a sudden, when the new ladies started coming around, she hated on all of them. I wish I could remember which one. I'm not going to be able to remember, but it was like Sweetie or Glorilla or one of them, any of them, one of the newer ones, right? At the time, I remember her saying, "Young, I look up to you. You one, you old enough to be like my aunt, and two, I look up to you. What are you doing?" Okay, and then people started to kind of go, "Huh?" about Nicki, and then the music wasn't as hot. People started kind of wondering, and I could go on and on and on. All right, how she's on the wrong side of the Megan thing, making fun of Megan getting shot, siding with Tory. Okay, all of the shit, her hate for Jay-Z, just her vitriol for Jay-Z, all of the shit, I can go on and on and on. She's very Kanye-like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very Kanye. Another old episode of MSR was us talking about Kanye. This is back when the Van Lathan thing happened. Okay. And it took a lot of people weren't offended by Kanye because Kanye was talking about niggas.
Right.
Kanye was talking about slavery's a choice and this, that, and other. Even up to the point we started wearing like White Lives Matter shirts. People were still on Yeezy. People still, it wasn't until he really took it there.
Yeah. And a black Ku Klux Klan outfit.
Until he got cartoonishly evil. Almost like, and I'm about to pull a Brother Smooth here, almost like he was trying to see how far he could take it.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Right.
Let me wear a Klan outfit. Let me go say I love Hitler. Let me say I hate you. Let me just at every opportunity just test people. Okay. Same thing with her, bro. I think, we put people on a pedestal when they MCs and when they artists that we like, actors, actresses, whatever, MCs, singers, athletes, whatever. So this time we put people on a pedestal, and it's kind of shocking to find out that they're not the person we thought they were, or they were always this person and you were choosing to
We just
ignore
overlooked it.
Overlooked it. The Nicki shit, she always been nasty. She always cussed people out online. She always did these things.
Yeah.
It's just she desperate now. And she found a clan of people that will rock with her.
Because they will rock with anything, so it doesn't matter. Right?
They'll rock with you. As long as you're agreeing with them, they'll use this shit out of you. They don't care. They're a little different than the Nazis were. The Nazis would go, oh, yeah, that's cool you agree, nigga, but you a nigga.
Period.
Okay,
stay right there.
It's cool you Jewish and you cool with us eradicating your kind, but at the end of the day, you still a Jew.
What you are.
Okay. These members will gladly parade you around and be like, see, this nigga think you cool. This nigga think, look at this nigga. Charlie Kirk, when he was alive, talked about how she's a terrible role model.
Talked about her.
Directly
talked about her.
Directly. Much worse than Don said shit about you. Much worse than Don Lemon ever said about you. Okay,
you're terrible for young black girls. Absolutely terrible. That's what he said.
Gallivanting with his wife. All right, so at the end of the day, man, no one's going to take that serious. No one's taking her serious. It's funny. The tweet is funny. Don Lemon's clapback is beautiful.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We don't got to sit here and defend Don Lemon. Don Lemon could take care of himself. He's been through worse. If I would agree with what you were saying earlier before you landed the plane, beautifully, is that I imagine it's hard for people that were fans of hers or are fans of hers to have to either defend this shit or realize, yo, I gotta let this thing go. Like I grew up on this girl. I was Nicki Minaj. I was a little girl. I was a barb. She was the coolest thing ever.
Yes.
And now look at her. That's hard. And we all been there. We all been there.
Yes. You either like you said, you either have to defend or you have to concede and go, you know what? Shorty goofy as hell, yeah. Like, and I think sometimes what happens with that, with the fans' thought process and the fans' experience, you think, damn, I really like Shorty. Am I goofy?
Am I fucking goofy? Damn, I might be a fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
What do I do with that?
So sometimes that element of it is hard to reconcile with because for whatever reason, like we have such a problem separating people from artistry.
Yeah.
Like we have such a problem with that. We think it has their artistry, and the fact that we like it so much has to go over into our personal belief system, and then we have to feel like we have to defend this and we have to do that because if we like that sometimes, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, but it feels like it's a reflection on us.
Yeah, man. And you know what's funny? Who we decide to cape for, or black folks or people, whoever decide to cape for, and who they just give no shots at all, right? Like, again, I ain't trying to act like Jay-Z is like this angel.
Right.
But Jay-Z ain't really never really done nothing for real. Infidelity. That's between him and Beyonce. Beyonce made 2 albums about the nigga. She's still with him. They clearly love each other. They're forgiven. She's forgiven him. Boom. That's about the worst you can name a Jay-Z, in terms of public scandal and all this.
All that other stuff was debunked in court. So it is what it is.
We gonna get there. Okay. But Jay-Z is people want him to be evil, or Barack Obama, or I don't know, Childish Gambino, or these kind of artists that just maybe they say the wrong thing sometimes. Maybe they a little goofy. Maybe they kind of nerdy, awkward. Maybe they have a bad opinion on something, and we're ready to throw these people away. But someone like Kanye and Nicki Minaj, we held on to these Bamas for years, man, for years, and it's just
something crazy.
Odd. Okay, it's just wow. That shows you the power of music, man.
Yeah.
Years ago, I get, damn, it feels wild to say years ago, but years ago, The Last Dance came out, right? And before Last Dance came out, Paul, you know this, I'm telling this to the audience, and you know this already. Before Last Dance came out, Michael Jordan was very nervous. Okay, very nervous. I don't know how I'm gonna look in this young man. It's funny how, in hindsight, it's people that feel like he made himself look good in that joint. Like he really didn't, honestly.
Right.
But the point I'm trying to make is that he was so concerned about how he was going to look because he wasn't going to be squeaky Gatorade like Michael Jordan, wouldn't, bad delivery of lines, Michael Jordan, Space Jam, Michael Jordan, right? But here's the thing. We basketball and Jordan fans already knew Mike was an asshole. We didn't need him to be Gatorade man.
No.
Maybe when we were little kids, I needed him to be a superhero. By the time that man was playing for the Wizards, I knew what was going on with Mike. I knew Mike was a human being. So did you. So when Last Dance came out, it was just like confirmation of, we knew Mike was crazy.
Yeah.
We knew they talked. Yeah. And he's just a human. It humanized him. It pissed Scotty and all them off, but it humanized him.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Scotty got much whacker.
Yeah, and then I'd love to see it. I'd love to learn more about Scottie Pippen, bro. What's going on there? But that's a whole nother conversation. Point I'm making is that you can still admire somebody.
Yes,
I admire this guy. I got a T-shirt on with another man's face on it because I admire Andre 3000.
Right.
I don't think Andre is a saint. I think Andre fucks up a lot, not in a malicious, mean way. I think he came out and apologized to Big Boy for it. I think Big Boy would love to be still doing Outkast shit. I think he deserves to still be able to go out and do Outkast shit. I think Big Boy deserved to have Andre on the stage with him
at the Rock and Roll Hall. I 100% agree with you. I think that was a in my opinion, like I get it, that was a selfish move in my opinion.
It was selfish.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's a bad person. Doesn't mean he's an asshole. It just means that he can be selfish.
Yeah.
He'd probably admit that. Okay. Doesn't mean I like Andre any less or more than I did before. He's a human being. So I would encourage everybody, if you're a fan of somebody, okay, if you're a fan of their music, especially if you're young and you happen to be listening to this old head ass show, just admire the music, admire the human, understand that this is a human.
Yes.
Okay. And they're going to fuck up and they're going to do great things and they're going to mess up again. And sometimes that person you admire and love their music or love them on the field or love their movies or love their art
is going to disappoint you.
Writing, man. George R. Martin that wrote Game of Thrones, I saw as an asshole. His fans won't admit it. It's a dick. Okay? He's a dick. If Shannon listening, he know why I'm saying that. All right. Any last thoughts on this, P?
100. Nah, I mean,
no, we didn't talk about why whether or not Don should have did what he did.
Listen,
real quick.
That man is a reporter, and he reports on news events that happen, right?
Yeah.
So that's what was happening. It's not like he told them to go do that. They mentioned this is what we're doing, and that man said, "Word. Let's get these cameras. Let's get these cameras rolling." You know what I'm saying?
I got my walking shoes on, baby. Let's go.
He said, listen, none of you all have to threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, hey, say less. Say less. I got my comfortable clothes on. I got my little road bike.
Yeah.
That's
now, mind you, do people have an argument to say that it was, in their opinion, it was distasteful to do it inside of a church?
Right.
Okay. There's an argument there. Maybe outside the church would have been better because, all of those patrons that are going there didn't sign up for all that. But delivering information like, is it the truth that that's what that guy was into? You understand what I'm saying? I think sometimes we also have to understand that, like, protesting and exposing light on bad situations is not an attack on Christianity. It's an attack on those individuals, like and the thought processes that drive some, like, understand. And if you're to hold someone up, and I'm not talking like I'm the foremost authority on Christian theology, because I'm not. But if you operate under the things that I do know about Christian law and about all those things, you being an ICE agent staunchly goes against what's supposed to be Christian ideology and what truthfully is taught. You understand what I'm saying? Again, without, you know, I'm not trying to push anything on anyone. I'm just saying that, like, everything can't be coined as an attack on religion when we're talking about individuals and their decisions that are dangerous.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's perfectly fine what happened. You know, it's a church. It's touchy. I get that. But these people need to be exposed. Protest. That's my full stop on that. Just to speak about protests in general, even going back to what I mentioned earlier about like some of the comments we receive whenever we talk about this, like Clockwork, and you know, y'all, they like Clockwork. They should learn how to protest better. They should peacefully protest. If they don't antagonize, these things wouldn't happen. Now, these are mostly bots, probably. I'm pretty sure that there's bots that just know to read certain, you know,
right, and respond.
And some of these might be real people. It's just wild they happen to find our podcast
all the time.
Whatever.
Yeah,
all the time, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, protests are meant to disrupt. Protests are meant to be annoying. I don't know what you think a protest is supposed to be. Protest is supposed to, let me tell you how I met Erica Totten. I met Erica Totten. We used to teach at Richard Wright back in the day. But how I realized that Erica Totten, shouts to her. Hope she's down in Mexico.
Handling bigs. Shut up.
Podcast. Check out her podcast. Check out her content. She's super dope. Friend of the show. Try to get her back on, actually.
Most definitely. We need you, Erica.
Yeah, let's try that. I'm gonna reach out to Erica. Try to get Erica back on the show. But anyhow, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, Erica Totten is a activist, in kind of like a spiritual leader and activist as well. She's super dope. How I realized that she wasn't just a teacher at the school I worked at and was an actual activist was that I was at Pentagon City Mall. I was at Pentagon City, bro, trying to do some Christmas shopping.
Right. The best of your capitalism.
Okay, why you beat me? I was gonna say actively participating in capitalism. Okay, spending money proudly spending money on the white man's holiday. Okay, spending money on Christmas, buying shit I don't need to buy. Especially at that time, I ain't had no money. Buying shit I ain't had to buy, doing all that. And her and a bunch of people popped up. It was in the food court, bro. And I remember they popped up and just disrupted everything.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Loud protests, loud Black Lives Matter protests, disrupting people. People couldn't eat in peace. People, all of that. And I remember even me and the Lord, like, God damn, man, I'm just trying to shop. But I recognized her. Oh shit, that's Erica. And it helped me remember. Yeah, I'm not supposed to like this. That's the point.
Yeah.
The ICE agents aren't supposed to like what's going on. They aren't. Okay? They aren't. The people that support it aren't supposed to like it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
That is.
That's the whole point. So if you are past the ICE agent, okay, and they run up in your church and they're not touching people, they're not dragging people out of church, they're not throwing shit on people, they're not walking up on you and spitting on you or throwing blood on you or nothing like that. They just speaking truth in God's house. And Don Lemon filmed it.
It is what it is. Like, and I think, and what people have to also get back used to is knowing that is within everyone's legal right also. Like let's not just think that like everything has to be one-sided, and whereas just because the government continues to lie to us and to give, you know, authority over certain things when they bypass certain bylaws that are supposed to be happening for them to follow, that we just have to fall in line and say, you know, yeah, this is okay. Like you said, what would a disruption be without disturbing? This isn't a get along in. It's a disruption.
Yeah.
Like,
and if we get to a point where everybody agrees on everything,
come on,
and then that's not freedom.
Come on.
That's the scariest place to be.
Come on.
So
This man don't know whether he beefing with Iceland or Greenland. He like, man, please.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna play a clip.
I be telling people, I said, that's Bill Clinton's son. He's a Crip from Little Rock, Arkansas, but that's my homeboy.
So everyone knew in Arkansas who Danny was, and
everybody know Danny. Everybody know that's Bill Clinton's son. I fuck with Danny though. He a good nigga.
Yeah, he seems nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he just wants like the truth to be told. He just wants the DNA test to be done, and I mean, he looked just like that.
Man, that nigga looked just like Bill.
All right. So apparently Bill Clinton allegedly has a son in Alabama that's a Crip. He's black. And that's him. You just seen the picture. You just seen the dude who claim who know him talking about it. Okay. Shouts to Brother Smooth who sent me this earlier. And had funny comments about it. Hopefully when we get him on the show, he could crack his own jokes. But I find this shit funny. P, you wanted to bring this up, man. Share your thoughts on this alleged love child.
You know, first off,
Bill Clinton.
All of these things, and mind you, we had spoken a little bit earlier about Jay-Z, and everybody they can go back and know for many years he's there's been a young man that's alleged to be his son, and this has been going on for over 20 years. It's been going on for quite a while. And as it turns out, he recently won a defamation lawsuit against said young man, and he's going to have to dole out $120,000 to him, because you know as it stands, what the court found out is that these allegations weren't true. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all of these things are funny, for one, because we are in the news cycle, we are in the media cycle, and all those things that we are. So essentially, when you see this, you know, light-skinned black dude, and I will say, whether it be because everyone is saying this, or whether it be that this young man actually looks like Bill Clinton, he looks similar to Cuz. He looks similar to Cuz, right? Right? And so if I give this a little bit of credence, right? Because the young man was born in 1985, right?
Yeah.
And we all know, we all know,
young man, that's a grown ass man.
Right. And we all know, you know, Bill Clinton's past. We know, you know, things about him.
He get down.
He handles business.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
Bill Clinton get down.
First off, by the way, you do know that homie has put out a book, right?
No, I didn't know.
He has a book out called The Forgotten Son.
No, I did not know this.
Yeah.
No.
100%. Yeah, 100%. The book out called The Forgotten Son. So
okay,
I think that like obviously the cynical part of me, this is hilarious, and who knows, you know, the truth or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to say whether or not that man is that man's father. I'll say this. We've seen things like this in the past. And from certain parts of the eye test, normally it turns out that, you know, sometimes it's much ado about nothing, or just, you know, a person just attempting to further themselves via the internet or via certain things. Like I said, I'm not speaking as if I know. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying that this current situation is funny, and the fact that he is that he's a, you know, was a self-proclaimed Crip.
That's the funniest part.
Like rather, you know what I'm saying? Like rather. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how this unfolds. But it is most definitely chuckle worthy. I could care what nobody says.
Yeah. The reason why it's so funny is not because Bill Clinton could have a love child and that this dude could be fatherless and yearning to
right.
with, you know, the
his long lost dad.
42nd president.
Yes.
Was he?
Yes.
Yeah, the 42nd president of the United States, and all of this, you know, it's because dude described it. He a Cripper.
Yeah.
He cool.
In Arkansas.
This is how dude described him. Yeah, Crip in Arkansas. He cool. And then the show, I forgot her name, who's interviewing him, was just like, yeah, I've talked to him. Like, this is how you describe them. But anyway, all right, now I've got my immature giggling out of
right.
Clearly, presidents have had love child children before. You know, we all know about Thomas Jefferson and the
Yes.
whole black branch of his
Yes.
family. You know, obviously it's not outside the realm of possibility at all that Bill Clinton knocked up somebody in his hometown,
Yes.
you know, back in 1985. All right. You know, obviously Bill Clinton loved the cheeks.
You know?
Okay.
You know?
So these stories are always interesting to me, and I feel like they're kind of like a lose-lose situation because you're never going to really get this person to take like no paternity test. You're not going to get Jay-Z or Bill Clinton or whoever to take some paternity tests. I remember when Dr. Dre found his son years ago. He's a grown man, and you know that's a rare occasion when something like that happens.
Right.
If it were me, I tell you what, I would want to know.
Right. Oh,
If
hold
I
on.
were, you know,
This is just something that I just found okay. So per the tabloid, The Star, a 1999
Yeah.
paternity test was commissioned by The Star, reportedly, by The Star, reportedly found no match between Clinton and Williams. While some skeptics later questioned the test's validity, mainstream sources like the Washington Post noted that blood records from Monica Lewinsky investigation effectively ruled Clinton out as the father. And now, mind you, then the two sources that I'm citing that from is the Star and the Washington Post. So that's what they had to say about it.
The Monica Lewinsky case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blood sample.
Uh-huh.
You know what that is.
We all know.
Okay. All right. Well, that changes it a little bit.
Right.
Obviously, the Jay-Z thing has been settled in court as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how you go about it if you actually are or actually truly believe you are the son of said celebrity or said political figure or said famous person, rich person, whatever, right? I don't know the best way to go about it. You know what I mean? Because you're going to look bad regardless, right? There are going to be people that just do not believe you. You could literally be the twin of that person. And somebody's going to say, oh, you in it for the money, you in it for this, you in it for that. You know what I mean? So I wonder if the juice is worth the squeeze. But if I were someone looking for my pops and I just was seeing my dad on TV every single day and doing this, I would probably want to do it. And I ain't going to lie to you, man. I'm not a celebrity, so it's probably easy to say this. I would want to know if that was my child.
100.
I would be like Dr. Dre.
100.
You know what I mean? I would be. You know, I want to know, like, if you my kid, and let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. I am a celebrity. I did my thing across the globe.
We all know that. Right. Right.
And I handed out a gift. Okay. And now I'm getting a gift years later. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure it's tough. But you know, I would want to know. But also, you know, if you are a celebrity, you know, you got to look out for.
Who knows how many of these how many of these things happen
Yeah.
to you, and how often these things happen to you. You understand what I'm saying? These are the cases that's noted. But I can imagine for people in this sphere, there's a barrage of similar things all the time, allegations, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies, I mentioned it in our in the episode before last a couple of times from Paul Thomas Anderson. There Will Be Blood. There's a plot line in that movie. He plays, if you don't know, Daniel Day-Lewis, he plays a oil man basically in the early 1900s. He's basically one of the first like rich oil men, and how he became that guy. And this dude just walks up on him one day. Man, this is like 1905, 1920 or some shit like that. There wasn't no way to, you know, you could do things like this in 1920. This dude walks up on him. He's like, yeah, I'm your brother, your long lost brother. And I got a picture to prove it. You know what I'm saying? And dude, takes him in. Okay. And he treats him like a brother until one day it just kind of dawns on him. I think they were outside drinking and he brought up like some dance, and dude didn't describe the dance properly, and he killed that motherfucker.
How about that?
But before he killed him, he asked him, like, you know, he made him confess, and the dude was like, I used to work with cuz. I used to work with your actual brother. You know what I'm saying? He used to talk about you all the time.
Well, I just crafted his stories.
Died, so I just story. But, you know, this is in 1919 or whatever, okay?
Right.
So this is the oldest time. So, yeah, how many brothers, cousins, long-lost uncles, long-lost kids, baby mothers, You know, how many people pop up on these people and be like, yeah, you know, yeah, this your kid. Yeah, I'm your brother. Yeah, I'm your cousin. Yeah, I'm your mama best friend back in the day. I need a house. I got gout. I got this. I got that. You know, and you help me. You know, these are things that people like you and I, and we've had people use us. You know, for sure. And we ain't nowhere near rich.
Not at least.
Okay. You know what I mean? So with the little bit of money you and I got, we've had people throughout our lives.
Yes.
Be like, yeah, you know, can I get this? Can I get that? So imagine if we multiplied that by 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I had a attempted baby pinned on me that didn't turn out to be my baby. Literally that thing has happened to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And like you said, I have $0. So
yeah.
I don't know what you want.
yeah. Yeah. So, you know, hey man, best of luck to the brother, man.
Yeah.
Best of luck to the brother.
To the forgotten son.
Let us know what you think about this. All right, we're going to our last segment after this.
Lil Bubba.
Yeah. Because he a Crip in Arkansas.
Oh man. Oh man.
Anyway, bro.
Oh,
all right, here we go. Yo, so the NFL playoffs last week, the divisional rounds was last week. We don't really talk about sports a lot on the show, but clearly Paul is a sports fan. Clearly I am as well. Clearly we know who Paul roots for. I root for that team too. We both blown that our team is not in it. This time last year, we was over the moon, boy. We were getting ready for the NFC Championship. Oh, boy, we was happy as hell, man. Let's go. Playing the Eagles, man. Let's get it. Boy, tell you how fast life can change on you, man.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, the divisional rounds, it was the Buffalo Bills versus the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots. Okay. And these were two games that had very similar performances by the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Very different reactions. Okay. And this is, if you follow sports, this has been a big story. Okay. Josh Allen had a terrible game. You know what? I wouldn't even call it a terrible game. A mistake-riddled game.
Yes.
Made a lot of mistakes and can argue that he definitely contributed to his team losing, even though he tried to keep his team in it, because he's a great quarterback.
Right.
Okay. Fumbled numerous times, terrible mistakes, interceptions, all the shit, right? And the reaction to his failure was empathy and sympathy and oh God. And even I tweeted out, damn, the Buffalo Bills are cursed, okay? Because I feel bad for Buffalo.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Buffalo, okay? I'm old enough to remember 4 straight Super Bowls,
0 wins.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I feel bad for that town. I don't know what the hell. Okay.
Yeah.
But people, you know, crying for the man, Dan Orlansky, God bless him.
Oh my
God. Blaming the old lineman for that falling on the ball. My man just literally threw the ball backwards one time. We can't show any of these clips because the NFL will definitely strike us and take this video down. So we're not getting those clips. But
look them up for yourself. It happened.
Look them up for yourself. And if you're a football fan, you already know what we're talking about. All right. So the reaction to Josh Allen was over the top and funny. It wouldn't bother me really, P. If it wasn't for the reaction to CJ Stroud. Now, I don't see anyone really make this correlation. Everybody keeps bringing up Lamar, and I understand that because they're contemporaries. Lamar, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Allen are like the big three, right? They're like, you know. To me, it's CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud had a bad game. He had a bad 2 games. Okay, CJ Stroud did not play well against New England. He was down to O-lineman. He was down to wide receiver. He eventually was down to 2 tight ends, and his running back went down, okay? And so he was getting in. His O-line has not been good for like 2 years, all right? So CJ Stroud was getting hit.
Yeah, he was getting the crap knocked out of him.
And he got in his head, okay? And he started throwing picks, okay? Started throwing picks. He played real bad. But the reaction to CJ Stroud, P, was so. I mean, there's people out there talking about not picking up his 5th-year option, talking about they should have benched him. You didn't hear none of this about Josh Allen.
None.
And
MVP of the league. MVP of the league, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, CJ Stroud, before Jaden came around, had what was considered one of the best rookie seasons in NFL history. Okay, CJ Stroud is taking this team to the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Every year he's been in the league.
We're talking about the Houston Texans. And he's won a playoff game every year he's been in the league.
Every year.
He's in his 3rd year. He's a growing quarterback who just got exposed in one game by a dynamic defense, and he had a hurt-up offense, and they are ready to throw this man away. Black people, white people, you name them, are ready to toss this man in the trash. Josh Allen, who I like, has continuously failed in the playoffs.
Continuously.
Year after year after year, and you could argue that he is the most talented of them. It's an argument. I think Lamar, and actually, no, I think Pat Mahomes is the most talented, but he's on the level of Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, as Paul said, MVP of the league. My point is, Paul, and your thoughts on this, just when we thought we was out, pull us back into this black quarterback shit. If I am tired of talking about anything, boy, if I don't ever got to talk about double standards for black quarterbacks ever again in my life, I will be a happy man, bro. Am I tripping?
No.
I know CJ had a bad game.
Yes.
But am I tripping?
No. And allow me to do this. Allow me to start here, and I'm gonna go to Josh Allen. Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders, who clearly is talented. We've seen him be talented. Like we watched it. Dylan Gabriel, who, in my opinion, is not more talented than Shedeur Sanders is. We've watched both of them at the helm. We watched them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The vitriol, firstly, that the young man received just for being a person, just for being a confident person, and how when you are here's the thing. When you are Tom Brady and you're in everybody's face, and you're considered a leader. You're considered, man, he's so fiery. He's so all these things. When you're a black quarterback that exhibits pride in yourself or any element of confidence, you're cocky and you need to be humbled. Right? Right?
Yes.
So Josh Allen who is the MVP of the league. What is this? Maybe his 5th or 6th year, maybe.
Nah, it's been longer than that. It's probably like his 8th year.
Okay.
I'll look it up while you talk.
Okay.
I think it's like his 8th year.
Right? Yeah. Right. And to this date, aside from wonderful regular seasons, aside from he hasn't transcended much beyond some of what these other quarterbacks have done. Right? So he gets to have a bad game, but he made many mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And he goes up there and he does a little bit of crying, and his name isn't dragged the way that CJ's name is dragged, the way that Lamar, mind you, and I'll just say this, in the case of Lamar Jackson, we've witnessed years in a row of literal things beyond his control once he's put his team in the position to win.
Yeah.
He's put.
I can recall one game. It was only one game I would put on Lamar, and it was probably the AFC Championship, maybe like 2 years ago. They played
fumbles and all those things,
and he just wasn't running, like he wasn't playing like himself. It was a weird game. He just wasn't playing like himself. But that's the only game I would put on Lamar.
Yeah,
that was the year they had Odell Beckham. Yeah, that's the only year I put on Lamar. Other than that, you spot on 100% right. Yeah,
but
it's been 8 years for Josh Allen. By the way, 8 years, same as Lamar been in the league for about around.
So we know, as progressive as everyone would like to think that we are, as we can put certain things behind us and all that. Certain things can't be put behind us, because what people don't understand is, when you have a fabric that's latent in these things, when the beginning part of it that black quarterbacks weren't even smart enough to perform the job, they can't think their way through. They can't. You understand what I'm saying? Like that stigma. Although we have progressed in many areas, I'm not saying that
Yeah.
we haven't, and I'm not saying that this is like the most damning thing on earth that black quarterbacks get critiqued at a larger rate than white quarterbacks. And I'm not saying like,
Right.
you know, that we need to go protest that, right?
Yeah.
But it does carry water. There is merit in it, and there is a parallel between these elements of thought process and just the way that the country operates in general in that element of race relation. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. You know, even if there are nuances in there, the overall sentiment is 100% correct, right? Every situation is different. And again, what this doesn't do is diminish Josh Allen's talent and diminish how, you know, and diminish how hurt he probably was.
Yes.
That's a tough game.
Yes.
And again, we just explained it's Buffalo. Buffalo has been lovable losers for years, for a long time.
Years.
I mean, bro, they hadn't been, it was a time there when they hadn't even been to the playoffs since like 1999. I don't think Josh Allen was the first quarterback to bring them back. It might have been Tyrod Taylor, but either way, it was shortly after Josh Allen got there. They had been to, that was like the first time they had been to the playoffs since Doug Flutie. You know what I'm saying? You know, the 4 Super Bowls in a row. So again, Josh Allen crying. I know you mentioned it. I know you weren't like making fun, but like Josh Allen crying in the locker room. I get it. Because the way that game ended on that wow interception, just like a weird rule in the play, but like in the, you know, it's just a lot that happened. I get it. You know what I mean? But to me, again, it doesn't take away from that, and it doesn't mean that he's secretly less talented than Lamar and CJ. He's better than CJ, right? But right now, but CJ's only in his 3rd year. What was Josh Allen doing in his 3rd year? He's probably losing in the 2nd round, losing in the 1st round, trying to figure out. And as a hometown guy, as a DC guy, this is what I don't want to happen to Jaden.
Right.
Okay. You're already kind of hearing the man, we should trade Drake May, man. I told you. You know what I mean? After one injury-riddled year for the kid. And this is just what, you know, RG3 ended up being a cornball and a half, man. God bless him. He a corny dude, man. And everybody kept telling us he was corny. I was one of the few that was ignoring that and fighting the good fight. Because I wanted a black quarterback. I just felt like the black quarterback, these things matter more.
Yeah.
You might have a corny white quarterback, right? A quarterback with wild conservative views, or a quarterback with goofy views, or talk too much or whatever, but it don't impact him the same way it impact that black quarterback. So RG3 might not be the best example because he wasn't all that good ultimately in the long run. He was injury prone, and now he says goofy things about, like, you know, black women. He won't leave Angel Reese alone. What the fuck that's about? I don't know. But ultimately, the white version of him doesn't catch the scrutiny. You see what I'm trying to say? And that's really what it is, right? The best of the best, Lamar versus Josh Allen, or Lamar versus Burrow, or Lamar versus Herbert, or Jaden versus Drake May. Yeah, you talk about the best of the best. I like your Shador example. Shador is probably going to be a middle of the pack quarterback.
Right.
Okay. So this is why I'm like, on draft night, I wasn't irate like everybody, even though I understood, damn, you know, he went lower than he probably ever should have. I wasn't really irate about it because I never really thought Shador was going to be Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson or even Caleb Williams, right? Like, you know, just like, I never thought he was going to be that good, but I damn sure thought he was better than Homie. Okay. And I do think that he's not only catching hell for being black, he's catching hell for being the son of one of the cockiest black men to ever walk this earth. Okay. The king of swag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not only was he the son of that guy, he was coached by that dude in 2 schools. You know what I mean? So I think some of it was, and it still goes to the point, we're going to show Dion. But I don't know if that happens if it's Arch Manning.
Not at all.
Or if it's, you see what I'm saying? And if Arch Manning comes in with the same bravado and the same attitude as Peyton and Eli, I'm the leader, I'm the man. Arch Manning going to be a middle of the road quarterback.
I'm not going certain places.
I'm not going certain places. I'm cussing out my center. We got clips of, I love Peyton Manning, but you got clips of Peyton Manning cussing Jeff Saturday out. Peyton Manning was a dick on the field because he had to be, because that's what made him great. Arch Manning could come in with all of that and people will love it. They'll cover it till your eyes fall out your head. So, you know, these things are always just indicative of where we are.
It's so unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate.
I talk about it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of it being a thing. But things like this.
But that's,
man, CJ
but that's the unfortunate part about it, is the fact that it's still actually a thing. It's not the fact that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
It's the fact that we have the ability to talk about it. That's the problem.
Exactly. Like, you should be able to analyze CJ Stroud. And again, it's not just white people doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Systematic racism goes across the board, okay?
Come on.
We're all victim of it. It's black people got just like a higher expectation for CJ Stroud, you know what I mean, than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. And when, when I say the correlation, it's just how it goes. A young white male that gets in trouble, you know, that is 15, 16 to 22 years old, is considered a little boy. These kids don't know what they're doing. A young black male can be 13 years old, 11 years old, and get into something, and he's called a black man.
There it is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing more to say about that. Nothing more to say about that. Let us know what you think about CJ Stroud and Josh Allen, man. Let us know in the comments below. All right. Birthday brother.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You know what I mean? The birthday boy's about to wrap this up, man. And get into the celebration season. You know what I'm saying? We do hope you give us a birthday gift, a collective birthday gift. This episode will actually be coming out on Paul's actual birthday, the day after my birthday.
Yeah.
So if you can give us a collective birthday gift and go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel.
Big us up.
Smash the notification bell.
Right.
Hey, you remember your man, bro? Unbreakable Kicks?
Yes.
Swanton bomb.
Shout out to Unbreakable, man. And I fool with those Halloween 5s, Unbreakable. I fool with them jumps.
Word. Shouts out to Unbreakable Kicks, boy. We used to get a kick out of you, bro.
Yes.
You are an entertaining guy. Swanton bomb the like button.
That's what we need y'all to do. Yeah, that's what we need y'all to do.
Yeah, that's all, man. Do all of that. Drop kick, the like button.
Yes.
Spin kick, the notification bell. Okay, and comment. Do all of those things. If you listen to us on podcast, rate and review the show, share the show, follow us on MSR Tribe on Instagram, follow us Motion Radio on Facebook, follow us the MSR Pod on TikTok.
Please.
All right, do that. That's the birthday gift for us. Okay?
Come on, we're not asking for much.
We're not asking for nothing, man.
We're not gonna put our cash. We're not gonna put our cash up on our birthday.
Exactly. Give me to it. We're gonna put my cash. I just want you to listen to the show. That's all I want you to do.
That's it.
Just listen to the show, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday to you, bro. I can't wait to celebrate with you on Friday.
We're gonna go bowling, dog. We're gonna have some fun, man. Appreciate everybody for listening to the show, man. Everybody supporting the show. We will be back on Wednesday next week. We'll have the crew with us. Hopefully we'll have an interview. I'm working on some things as well, man.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout, man. All right. Follow us, do all of that stuff, man. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, be great. Free DC.
Elevate us.
Out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.